4 of them.
Hello and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stacks, Aggie P, TP, and Baby T.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. I'm your man, Big T, alongside the usual cast of characters, my favorite people, my tag team partners. We talking about none other than the Tunnel Crew, and we starting with our man, decked out from head to toe in Packers gear, the Elon legend. Bro Mel is in the house. Bro Mel, what's going on?
Hey, Happy New Year's, everyone, and praise the Lord. Glad to be back on the show and see everyone.
There you go. And then, as usual, he's sitting up in the office with the sunglasses on, looking like he's blind as a bat, talking about Radar Charles. Radar's in the house. What's up, Radar?
Never is the way, Big T, when a new year is underway, sir. I'm just happy to be here. Bless.
There you go. There you
Yes,
go,
sir.
man. And then draped in a new Wake Forest towel. Now, he always had the Eagles normally, but today he got Wake Forest gear. Oh, and the jersey. Okay, all right. We talking about Birdman, the one of the biggest Wake Forest fans we know. Bird, what's up?
I'm happy that we clinched the playoff berth when nobody said we couldn't do it at the beginning of the season.
There you go. There you go. And then we've got the man that brings the ag swag to the show every week. And today he's repping them Dudley Panthers, the state champion Dudley Panthers. We talking about Aggie P is in the house. AP, what's up?
Hey, brother, glad to be here. Happy New Year to everyone. Panther Pride is citywide. No, I'm sorry, it's statewide.
Statewide. There you go. There you go. And then we got Mama, the first lady, the doctor, the queen is in the house. Boy, that crib looking good. You had a bunch of people over for the holidays and got it all spippied up for the show. All right. We talking about TP's in the house. TP, what's up?
Blessings to everyone. New year, new day. Blessings.
There you go. I love it. I love it. And together, we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. Tonight on At Home with the Crossover, we got national championship talk. We got the NFL Week 17 and the final week, the NFL season, which is coming up this week. We got Antonio Brown. And we got a lot of other things we're going to talk about, a whole bunch of things. But we start like we always do with the hot topics. Hottest stories of sports may not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And we're going to start this hot topics a little bit different because it's the new year. And we were off for a couple of weeks. So we're going to start by recapping, some of the stories we missed over the last few weeks, in the past, I've gone through and recapped the entire sports year. We're not going to do that tonight. We're just going to recap the stuff that we didn't get a chance to talk about while we were spending time with our families during the holidays. And we're going to lead off with the NBA, where Steph Curry passed. Come on now, give me his name.
Reggie Miller and Ray Allen.
Reggie Miller, there you go. Ray Allen was number one. Reggie Miller was number two, and Steph Curry passed Ray Allen for the all-time three-point leader for most three-pointers made in the history of the league. That happened while we were away. Also, in the NFL, Urban Meyer. We've been talking about Urban Meyer a lot, y'all. Urban Meyer got fired. I mean, after 13 games, the man went 2-11 and had a bunch of missteps all season long. Well, he finally had one that cost him his job. He called his former kicker names, kicked him, while he was practicing and everything. And then there were reports of rips with the coaches on the team and the players. So finally, Mr. Khan, the owner of the Jags, said, time for you to go, got rid of him, moved on. Just recently, John Madden, Hall of Famer, NFL legendary coach. Also, his name is on the biggest video game of all time, the largest selling video game of all time, the Madden football series. He passed away. And that was just recent. That was just last week at the age of 80. I think he was 83 years old. And then right after that, Dan Reeves passed away. You know, Dan Reeves won a Super Bowl as a player with the Cowboys, as a coach, assistant coach with the Cowboys, and then led the Broncos with John Elway to 3 Super Bowls, and the Falcons to a Super Bowl where they lost to Denver. So condolences to both of those families. Thoughts and prayers go out to them. But that was something that happened while we were away. Hey, Deion Sanders led his team to the Celebration Bowl, and they lost to South Carolina State. Aggie Pete was texted and said, hey, they still can't handle the MEAC, you know. Yeah. Aggies are gone, but they still can't get it. So that was big, but he did manage to flip Florida State's top recruit, Travis Hunter, and got him to commit to the school, and he's the highest ever commit for an HBCU. So congratulations to Deion on that front. Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama, won the Heisman Trophy, and COVID continues to strike. Lots of games while we were off were canceled. Bowl games were canceled, or they had to replace teams because teams were having COVID issues. NBA games were canceled. NHL games were canceled. College basketball games were canceled. COVID is still out there, y'all. It's still no joke. So, Tunnel Crew, of all those things I mentioned, and if I forgot to mention something that, you know, you think, oh, he didn't say this, you can be free to toss it out there. But, hey, what do y'all think about all these things we didn't get a chance to talk about while we were off?
Wow, I mean, it's so much.
Aggie Pete's shaking his head.
It's just so much to cover. You know, you didn't even talk about my man Kyrie. You know, I think he can come back a little bit now. So he's finished with his mental health days, and
he's done with the mental health, huh?
Yeah. He can come on back and play. I mean, just so much, man. But you know, it's been a good time off, and sports have been great. You know, except for the Antonio Brown situation. Yeah, which I know we're going to talk about a little bit later. But hey, great sport, especially football. Oh yeah, definitely. We don't know who's going to be in that Super Bowl.
That's right.
No. This is as wide open as it's been. You know,
it is.
And when they were talking about John Madden and his impact on the game, in broadcasting, in entertainment, with the ability to be allowed to have the Super Bowl on 3 different networks at one time.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's big. That's monumental.
Yeah.
And I just didn't realize how much of an impact he had, more so on the other side versus the football side.
Yeah. There's a whole generation that didn't even know he coached, didn't know he was a broadcaster. All they know him as is, hey, that's the video game guy. You know?
But, you know, what you have too, he was a better person, you know, because he loved his players, you know, and he got to know his players. But the one thing that was intriguing to me, you know, he stepped away at like 49 from coaching. Yeah, that's young, man. that's young. But you know, back in the time that he did it, man, he had some great relationships. He tried to get to know his players, and that's a good thing that I admire about him. And listen to some of the players that played for him. He was a people person, trying to get to know them first.
Yeah, definitely.
I also like the fact that he didn't like to fly. He always was riding in the RV. I think he increased RV sales myself. So
you know,
I didn't really look at RVs to then. Yeah.
I heard somebody saying when they were talking about it the other day, when you saw that RV pull up, you knew it was a big game, you know, because, you know, he wasn't going to fly, like you said. That man did not believe in flying. So,
well, he did when he got drafted by us in '64.
Might be why he didn't fly no more, you know.
No, because he was garbage as a player.
Hey, flying back in them days, man.
Them players.
You weren't on no 757.
There were a lot of famous people that died in plane crashes back in those days. So yeah, I don't blame him. hey, there was one little headline that I forgot to mention, and the only reason I bring it up is because we know Vegas is the gambling capital of the world. Well, the Super Bowl was awarded to Vegas in 2024. So, oh man, there's going to be some gambling on that. It's already the biggest gambling sporting event in the country. You put it right in the backyard of Vegas. Oh my goodness. Get ready.
Flamingo teeth.
Front row seat.
Get ready.
Hey, Ray, we be walking through, we be like, is that Big T over there?
Right there in Vegas, huh? But hey, and by the way, during the holiday break, I discovered on DirecTV there's a horse racing channel. There is a horse racing network. I flipped that thing a couple of times. They had the races where they're in the chariots and everything. I was like, whoa, they got a horse racing channel. So that was a new one on me, y'all.
All right, Total Crew, get ready for next week's picks.
Buckle up.
All right, let's if nobody else has anything to add to the stuff that we missed, let's move on to the new material, and we're going to talk about college football. And we want to first start off by congratulating Birdman and his Wake Forest Demon Deacons, who I think they won 11 games this year, Bird? 11-3? 11-3? And beat up on poor old Rutgers. They had to swap Rutgers in place of who did they swap? Didn't they swap them
Texas
out?
A&M.
Yeah, they had to move. Yeah, that's right. That's right, because Jimbo didn't want to play against Wake, so he said we got too many COVID issues. So anyway, they beat up on poor Rutgers 38-10. Bird sending out texts, bragging and everything, So congratulations, Bird, 11-3, historic season for Wake Forest. Hey, NC State said they got the trophy for their bowl game and the Holiday Bowl, and they said they didn't have to play because UCLA pulled out because of COVID, and they said we getting credit for that win. They went ahead and marked it down as a 10-win season, even though the NCAA said they're not recognizing it. Right. What do y'all think about that, y'all?
Them guys know they got to earn that win, man. Just give a win. Come on, State.
Welcome to the ACC.
Hey, right.
They said they gave us the trophy, so that counts as a win.
Look, just keep the trophy case. Hey, you didn't play no ball. That's it, man. Wow. But I know those guys were very disappointed, though, Big T.
Yeah.
Practicing and getting geared up to play. What was it, the day before?
Yeah, the day before. Yep.
Wow.
And UNC got blown out by South Carolina in the Duke's Mayo Bowl down there in Charlotte. So I think it got beat by 17, 18 points. So, hey, tough ending for them. All right, listen up. That first segment flew by. When we come back, like we said, we got Antonio Brown. We got more talk about college football because we're going to talk national championship and other things. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown, INSSERVICE, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And hey, catch us every Tuesday night live, 7 p.m. The place, YouTube. Go there to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. Every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live. Then on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find that online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download 100.7 WLJF app, and it's available both on the Google Play and iTunes stores. All right, let's get back into the hot topics right quick, and we're going to stick with college football because we had the semifinals were played, and neither game was competitive. Both games were blowouts. I mean, I guess you could say the Cincinnati game was a little competitive. I mean, the score was only 17-6 to start the fourth quarter. So Cincinnati, their defense actually, held up pretty good with the exception of getting the ball ran down their throat. They gave up 301 yards rushing, 482 yards total. And Alabama held Cincinnati's offense, which was the biggest issue that I saw. Their offense just couldn't move the ball on them. They held them to 218 total yards. Bryce Young, they didn't ask him to do much, even though he won the Heisman. They knew they were going against, 2 ball hawks in that secondary, Kobe Bryant and Amari Gardner from Cincinnati. So they basically said, just hand the ball off, young fella. And he basically handed it off to Brian Johnson Jr. for 204 yards, helping that 301-yard effort by Alabama. So we're going to ask the Tunnel Crew about this game first, and then we'll talk about the other one. What y'all think about Alabama taking care of business against Cincinnati? Do you think Cincinnati represented themselves well?
Yes, they did. For all that they could do, Big T. I mean, they was playing against the Tide, I mean. Well, you know how I feel about Alabama. Even with that receiver not being in the game, they still, took care of business, and I expect them to take care of business again against Georgia.
I'm like Aggie P. I think, Cincinnati did, the best they could. They didn't get really blown out, but, they got dominated. If you got to control the line, so they got controlled on that end of it. So, it's best to lose by 17 and lose by 30 or 40 some points on national TV, So what you may see on the next game against Georgia,
Hey, I thought they showed their effort was better than Michigan's.
Right. I was surprised with the Michigan game.
Yeah. Because Michigan's been physical all year. TP, what did you think?
I was gonna say yes. When it came to Cincinnati, I wanted to talk about that one. Cincinnati and Alabama. Yeah, I was choosing Nick Saban. I'm gonna tell you the truth. When it got towards the end of the game, I just remember seeing Georgia, and I saw the cheerleaders, and I saw the crowd behind it. And I'm gonna be honest, that I was like, man, that's sort of the last shot. And I know that's not something that anybody else really pays attention to. But the reason why I was just looking at that, I was like, man, they ain't showed Georgia for a minute. And that's when I just kept looking at that because I guess for me, I knew they were highlighting Alabama because when you start looking at the game, I mean, I was talking about Georgia, but I was just saying I was pulling for Alabama. So I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Alabama. I knew that Nick Saban would do his best to pull it through.
Yeah.
So, I was just thinking about the history with Nick Saban and how he's gotten to this point.
Yeah.
So I was really pulling for them.
Well, Michigan, the other game, Michigan and Georgia, Michigan got outgained by 200 yards, 521 to 321. They had a balanced attack, 331 yards passing, 190 yards rushing, talking Georgia there. And they forced 3 turnovers, had 4 sacks, and scored on their first 5 possessions. I mean, they just made Michigan look silly. And, and I tell you, like you said, Aggie Pete, that was a shocking because, I mean, I thought Georgia was going to win the game, but I thought it would be a close, hard fought, because both teams are physical. I thought it was going to be a lot of hard hitting and running, and it was going to be one of those 17-14 kind of games or 21-17, and that thing was over. It was like over the first quarter,
That's what I was trying to say when I was mentioning about Georgia about the fadeaway. It was like, kind of looking like what? It's like they didn't kind of come back to them. They kept going back between the teams as you see in media, but then it was like they just kind of faded,
Oh yeah. Well, it's like because of what happened in the SEC championship game, people forgot how good Georgia was, and that Michigan game kind of was a reminder. Hey, we just had one bad game now, y'all. That was it, So we'll see.
And it's really setting up Big T for the national championship.
Yeah,
because just like you just said, they showed Michigan what they was about. So now going back up against Alabama, everybody's kind of like, they might can take Bama now. So and I mean football, you got 2 competitive teams. Georgia has that great defense that Alabama ran through the first time.
Yeah.
So let's see if they can hold Alabama, back and make it a close game. I just want a good close.
Just a good
game.
Yeah. You take in consideration all those interceptions the quarterback for Georgia threw too. You took them away. And I'm talking about in some crucial situations, get ready to score and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You take those away. That would have been a pretty good game between Alabama and Georgia. Yeah. Now I don't think he's gonna throw three or 4 interceptions this game.
Yeah. And let's keep in mind, Michie is out now. Jameson, he's 1A because you got Michie and Jameson 1 and 1A at the receiver position, but he only had 7 catches for 62 yards against Cincinnati. I still feel like Michie being out is going to be a big loss for Alabama, especially in the rematch. So say nah. All right. I'm not gonna convince you.
Big T, what they can have coming off that bench can go anywhere in the SEC and start, man.
Okay.
Nick Saban gonna put together a game plan. Hey, we'll see.
All right. Hey,
it's all one on the line of scrimmage anyway.
I was gonna say he might try to do like he did against Cincinnati and just run the ball down their throat and run it for 400 yards. Do something they're not expecting them to do because they're gonna be ready for the pass after what they did last time. So, all right, let's move on to the NFL because it got interesting going into this final week of the season. The Bengals clinched the North Division, beating up on Kansas City 34-30. Well, it really wasn't beating up on them, but the question I have is how do you let a guy get a 30-yard catch on a 3rd and 27, Kansas City? What are you doing sending a 0 blitz, leaving your corners on an island? You don't have Deion Sanders out there, and let Jamar Chase catch a 30-yard pass on 3rd and 27.
Oh, he didn't do it. He did about 2 or 3 times though, Big T. He didn't. And on 3rd down too.
but that's textbook. What's his name? Spagnola.
Spagnola. Yeah.
Hey, that's what he does, man. Hey, he brings the heat.
That's right.
I mean, your DBs better be able to play somebody one-on-one.
That's right.
He's bringing pressure, buddy.
Yeah.
And he lost on this turn. Now he might do it the next game and win every down on there. But that's his MO.
Yeah. That's what he does.
If your offensive coordinator going against him, man, I run a hot route to that tight end over the middle all the time. he's blitzing a lot. He blitzing a lot, man.
Yeah. Hey, we saw it. We saw it with my Dolphins against the Titans on Sunday because Miami, nobody blitzes more than Miami does. They're the highest blitzing team in the league. And Ryan Tannehill made them pay, boy, just like you said, hitting them tight ends. I mean, I saw so many tight ends catching passes. I was like, oh, my goodness. Can they cover the tight end?
Yeah, it's called a hot route. When that tight end release off the line, if you see the linebackers go, look immediately.
Yep.
Because the ball is coming. Because the middle is open. All you got is a strong safety against a tight end. So you're probably looking at 6'2", 180.
Yeah.
Against 6'5", 240, 250. Hey, that's a business decision that safety have to make.
All right, well, so like we said, the Titans with that win, a 34-3 win, they're the number one seed in the AFC right now. Now they need to win next week to hold on to that, but with Kansas City's loss and them winning, they're the number one seed currently. Birdman's Eagles are currently in the 7th position in the NFC. They stayed alive with a narrow win over the Washington football team. The Rams and Packers won their games on Sunday, and the Packers clinched home field advantage. They both now won 5 games in a row. And the Bills will win the East with a win on this weekend, but if they lose and the Patriots beat my Dolphins, then the Patriots will win the East. And, the Raiders upset the Colts. That set up a big-time showdown with the Chargers. A win in your end scenario. It's a playoff game to end the regular season between the Chargers and the Raiders. Winner of that game is going home to the playoffs. Loser is going home. And so, Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on the NFL coming down the stretch? We've got Dallas. They lost to Arizona on Sunday at home. And now they play Birds Eagles, and they're already in, but they could slip even further if they lose. And I know Birds Eagles aren't going to give it up easy. So, Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on coming down the stretch run of the NFL season here?
First off, I like to say thank you, Green Bay Packers. You guys did us a favor, and we did our job on Sunday. Secondly, I just feel like even though we made it there, I don't trust our coaches. I trust the players more than I trust the coaches because from the games that I've seen this season, I don't know what Sirianni or Gannon is going to do when they get to the playoffs. And I just fear that we may put up a fight in the playoffs, but we might get kicked out the first round. Maybe.
Bird, they got a lot of faith in his guys.
I'm trying to give some encouragement here, Big T. Stay strong, Bird, man. Stay by your team.
I'm realistic. I'm not like the Cowboys fans that just say, "Oh, we going to the Super Bowl," and y'all got to play Arizona the first round.
Hey, okay, all right, I can roll with it.
So you can roll with that. You can roll with that.
I think it's exciting for the NFL. Just like AP said at the beginning, man. This season been great, man.
It has.
You really don't know who's gonna win, man. It's just whoever comes to play, who makes a big play.
Yeah, right.
So it's been an exciting year, man. And so it's a toss-up, be honest with you. There's no home field advantage, and anything. It's how well you playing that Sunday.
Yeah. You better bring your A game, that's for sure. And
you know what, Big T? Absolutely. With Milwaukee winning the last championship, and now it looks like Green Bay getting ready to win the championship. So all roads go through Green Bay, Wisconsin, baby.
Oh,
Milwaukee.
So you said Title Town, huh?
Title Town, baby. I'm gonna get Birdman a Milwaukee Bucks blanket.
Man.
But you know what?
Because them Lakers get ready to lose too.
One of the things that I love about this time, and I've said it before on the show, and I'll say it again, and I think this is truly what it's about. I really love when you just don't know who's gonna win.
Exactly.
But I really love when everybody is healthy though and come in and play. Because then they're playing with every single thing they got, all the energy that they have. They just putting everything into it and then seeing who came out on top.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're getting this season, you know.
And to piggyback off of that, Tona Crew, when did the Tennessee Titans, without Henry, how did they get? I mean, I was looking at I said, wait a minute, how did they get the bye? I mean, are they that good?
Actually, no, what was happening is everybody wasn't paying them attention. No attention to them. And they just slipped up on everybody.
They snuck up on Aggie P. I'm telling you, I was like, the Titans?
Well, and here's the thing. They have, if you look back at their season, they've beat all the best teams in the AFC. I mean, they've beaten the Chiefs, they've beaten the Bills, they've beaten all of them, and some of those games were without Henry, you know. So they have proven that they're more. We thought it was just Derrick Henry, and you know, because I said it. I mean, I'm not even gonna sit here and tell you no story. I said, you take away Derrick Henry and Tannehill will revert to Miami Tannehill, throwing interceptions and looking horrible, you know, and he hasn't. He's played within himself. I got to give him credit, you know. So, hey, real quick before we go to the break, Radar, I'm glad you brought up Milwaukee because last night my Pistons upset them. My Pistons beat them 115-106. Snapping their 6-game winning streak, snapping their 12-game winning streak against Detroit. And that was the largest upset in the NBA this year because Detroit was a 17-point underdog. So thank you for bringing up the Bucks, man. I appreciate that. Hey, everybody, be sure to listen to this at-home version of the show. To watch it, listen to it on YouTube every Tuesday night live, 7 p.m., and you can find us on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about it because you don't want to miss what Aggie P and Radar and TP and Bromel and Birdman have to say. You don't want to miss this. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show, Thursday night, 7 p.m. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. And when we come back, it's time for our question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Hey, we're having a lot of fun, and you don't want to miss it. Every Tuesday night, live, 7 p.m. YouTube is the place. Catch every member of the Tunnel Crew, the Queen, the First Lady, the Doctor, Mama, Aggie P, Bro Mel, Radar Charles, Birdman, and myself. Catch us every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live on YouTube. You can find us on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe once you get there. Tell all your friends about it. Check us out every week. Then on Thursday night, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the show the original crossover sports show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. So catch that version on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. All right. Real quick before we move into our question of the day, a couple of quick mentions here. Anybody see that the Bulls are in first place in the division? But did anybody see DeMar DeRozan hitting back-to-back buzzer beaters? And he became the first player in NBA history to do it on back-to-back days. Now, Larry Bird hit buzzer beaters in back-to-back games back in the day, but it wasn't on back-to-back days. You know, that's crazy stuff where they say, oh, he's the first person to do that. Well, you know. But anyway, first time in NBA history, somebody's hit a buzzer beater in back-to-back days. So DeMar DeRozan and the Bulls, they rolling, looking good. And, man, they came out of nowhere. And they kind of shocking people. And then Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson are expected to return. Kyrie's expected to return tomorrow night, I think, against the Pacers. And Klay is expected to return this weekend. So we'll see what happens when those two guys get back on the court. And I'm getting ready to jump back to football because I want to link the Kyrie Irving to this football story. But on Sunday, man, the Buccaneers had their hands full with the New York Jets. Robert Saleh has done a good job coaching that team up. You know, they've played hard at times this year, and Sunday was an example of that. They led the entire game, was up by 14 points at one point. And Tom Brady does what Tom Brady does. Led the Bucs back, I think with 23 seconds left, he threw a 30-yard touchdown pass to win the game. And but that ended up being overshadowed by what happened on the sidelines, because in the third quarter, our guy, Antonio Brown, just lost his mind, went crazy. Dude just started taking his jersey off, and he took his pads and jersey off and flung it, and then took his gloves off and everything, stripped down, nothing but, you know, his chest and his pants, basically. And, you know, started blowing kisses to the crowd and waving to the fans as he ran off the field. And, you know, after the game, all the Bucs players were like, we don't know what was going on, you know, and Bruce Arians was asked, you know, what about that? And he said, he's no longer a Buck, you know, basically saying, hey, we're tired of this. We're tired of these shenanigans, you know, and we know his history. You go back to Pittsburgh, you know, he was told by Coach Tomlin, everybody was on the Steelers team was told by Coach Tomlin, you know, stay off social media. And this guy's in the locker room broadcasting while Tomlin's around the corner cussing and fussing. He had to apologize because he's a man of faith. He had to apologize for the words that was heard coming out of his mouth, you know, because what's in the locker room goes in the locker room is supposed to stay in the locker room, you know. And then, of course, we know he goes on to the Raiders and gets in trouble there, and, you know, ends up, you know, Tom Brady sticks his neck out for him. Belichick says, okay, we'll bring him to New England, goes there, and then the sexual harassment charges come out, and, you know, after one game with New England, he's gone from there. And so we thought, okay, that's it. We won't see him again. But hey, lo and behold, who sticks his neck out for him again? TB12, Tom Brady comes save the day. Hey, bring him down here. And Bruce Arians agrees. And now he's back. And now he pulls this. So we talked about Kyrie Irving. Everybody knows his situation. Won't get vaccinated. You know, wasn't going to play at all this year. And then the Nets gave in and said, well, we'll let him play on the road. So he's coming back Wednesday, and he's been a head case. Mental health days, as Aggie P likes to say. And now we've got Antonio Brown once again doing his thing. So the question of the day is this. Which one of these guys is more of a headache? I mean, is it Kyrie Irving? Is it Antonio Brown? And I know most people are going to probably say Antonio Brown because he's the flavor of the month. He's, you know, the most recent thing. But we can realistically go into whether Kyrie is just as much of a head case, but that's the question today. Throwing it out there to the tunnel crew. More of a head case, Antonio Brown or Kyrie Irving?
Antonio Brown, I need you to come to the front of the congregation real quick. What you did Sunday was out of line. I don't care if you felt like you was not healthy enough to play or whatever was said. Whatever was said is deeper. It's deeper than what the NFL was saying. Because it wouldn't have caused you to react in a certain way that you reacted on Sunday. If you felt like you wasn't healthy, you still go out there and do your job, because in the NFL, that's like me going to Bojangles and saying that, oh, hey, I'm not feeling well, or I'm using some sort of lame excuse to just call out that day. They're going to fire me. So I don't blame Bruce Arians and the organization for doing what they did, but the way he went about doing what he did, that's why he need to come to the front of the congregation, because he gets the donkey of the day.
Wait.
Radar calling a timeout.
Why are you calling him to the congregation when we already know what he has done? That's like calling Judas to the congregation, right?
He need to own up. He need to own up.
We know he greedy. We already seen this. But the thing is, Kyrie is having a bigger impact because he's forcing you to play Kevin Durant too much after an injury. He ain't showing up. And you got James Harden playing hurt. That's the guy who's having the biggest impact on his team, because players are having to play too much and they're having to allow him to play unvaccinated. So they're breaking rules to allow him to play. And if you winning, he ain't having an impact. So you can let Antonio Brown go. You can't let Kyrie go.
Hey, and you mentioning him, them breaking the rules for him because of COVID and everything. Hey, Antonio Brown, there's another part of this story too, because some people are saying that he did this because he said the team didn't have his back when he got suspended because of the fake vaccination card, So the guy had a fake vaccination card and he got suspended and said the team didn't have his back. So this is part of why he was showing out. Now, nobody's heard from him as far as I know. I mean, I hadn't heard anything today as far as him coming out, but that's the case. Come on.
Big T, you hit it on the head when you said, he's trying to play the field. That's basically what you're looking at. Whoever agrees with him, then he's going to do what needs to be done. But if you don't agree with him, he's going to act up. That's just basically the way he works.
Yeah.
If you ain't in his corner and going along with him, he'll act up. You know? And so he's to me, he's the biggest headache. Kyrie, I think he's smart enough to do what he's doing. He's not a dumb player. He's a smart player. And he's making an effort, like you said. He forced their hand, and he's getting what he wants. With Antonio Brown, he just has some issues that need to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Before he even stepped back on the field.
But with the Bucks being able to win without him, I just didn't think that was much of a big deal. And this is the same guy that was throwing furniture off of a balcony a year ago. So again, I mean, it's like, it's kind of like looking at Rodman and saying, "Why are you doing this?" and talking about him doing it. It's like,
Yeah.
I think both. It's a tie, Big T.
It's a tie.
It's a tie, man. I agree.
Check this out. If Kevin Durant can't win a championship, they're gonna blame Kyrie. You got to blame Kyrie. Because you think you're gonna be able to play against Giannis and the rest of the East with a overplayed Durant and James Harden? No. And their chemistry ain't gonna be there. So that's gonna be a big L.
So you say it's a tie, huh?
Yeah, I think it's a tie because we all know what Kyrie. We've been talking about him on past shows and all the stuff he does. His history of not playing basketball.
Yeah,
how he can just get out of not playing basketball, and then when he does play basketball, if he's not the center of attention, he does stuff to get the attention back on him. Okay, now let's go to Antonio Brown. Well, he's not the center of attention, because from my understanding, one of the things in Pittsburgh, he was upset because what's the quarterback?
Roethlisberger, yeah,
was getting some type of attention that he wasn't getting, so he had to act up to get the attention on him. So that's why I say it's a tie, Big T. I mean, both, to me, just my personal opinion. I don't have the credentials to diagnose these guys, but it's some serious issues going on with both of those guys. And they're not the only two. I mean, it's other athletes too that we haven't seen on camera yet or whatever. Down with the Rams.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, Odell Beckham going to show you his shoes. He's good now. They're targeting him. They get him the ball. But wait till they start throwing at the cup a little bit more than him. Watch. Aggie P said it on the first show back.
Yeah.
He's going to show out. So as far as the question of the day, Big T, for me, in my opinion, it's a tie with both of those guys. Man.
Yeah.
And I hate to see professional athletes that act this way and the whole world is watching, especially these kids that are playing sports. And, they might identify that like that's how I want to be or how I want to act. So, I mean, when the guy took his shoulder pads off and everything and ran out pointing to the crowd, like he's a rock star or something. I'm like,
I'm a one up, and you got my man walking around with sage.
Get away to the airport.
Burn the sage in the gym. Man, you can't burn sage in the gym, man.
Hey, TP, you look like you were agreeing with Aggie P. You that how you feel too?
Yes, I was gonna get it in somehow. Yeah, I agree 100% with Aggie P. Don't have too much more to add except for I've kind of watched some interviews with Kyrie over the years. Kyrie likes to kind of bring up some things culturally that I've noticed when he talks about I think his mom was Indian or something like that before she passed. He likes to bring some of that stuff up to put the attention right back on him. I noticed that. So he likes to bring some of that stuff up when he's against something like this. When it comes to Antonio Brown, he's had so many chances. But let me tell you, the only thing that on the other side, administrative side, that I see that I don't care for, and that is we see him that he needs some that he got some mental health issues. I'm with Brother Mel on that. We see it. So if we see it, what's going on about it? Why is no one speaking up about it? If he should pass and we find out he has CTE, we all saw it. So why didn't we do anything to prevent it?
Yeah.
That's my only issue with that.
Well, go ahead.
Well, one thing about that, TP, is that everybody see it, but sooner or later, Antonio Brown has to embrace it. You just say, for instance, if I'm playing with them and I'll be like, hey, man, let me talk to you. Let's really talk about what's going on. He probably won't talk to none of the players, because he's so arrogant and ego-driven. Hey, he have to be able to accept the fact that he has a problem.
Yeah. Well, hey, I think that one of the things that I'll say when it comes down to this is Kyrie Irving didn't ask to be back on the team. That's the team, in my opinion, trying to win, saying, okay, we'll let him come back. Because he seemed like, to me, he was fine with sitting out and paying fines and doing all that. I hadn't heard him make a fuss. So I would tend to lean towards Antonio Brown too. Listen up, everybody. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you're seeing, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live, YouTube. Catch all the members of the Tunnel Crew. We can have fun like this every week along with you. And you can do that by going to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show, 7 p.m. on WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. That's Thursday nights at 7 p.m. All right, when we come back, it is time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the tunnel crew.
All right. Welcome back. And TP, we have any social media shout outs or comments that you want to read for us?
Well, it seems like most of our listeners are listening in and just liking our comments. So we just want to say thank you to all of our YouTubers, everyone who's listening to us on the radio and social media and on Facebook. So we just appreciate all of your support. Keep listening in, and we truly thank you for just tuning in to the crossover.
All right. Thank you, Mama. We appreciate it. All right. It's time for the picks. But first, we want to recap because we were off for a few weeks, but we made picks on our last show, and then we made some Christmas Day picks, the 5 NBA games. So there were a total of 12 games picked while we were off. And here are the results from those picks. And let me just say this. The Aggies on the show, Aggie P and TP, closed out 2021 15-3. Did y'all hear me? They closed out 2021 15-3 on the picks. They were smoking. That's another reason I'm wearing this hat tonight, because to represent how y'all just went off to close out the year. So hey, congratulations to the Aggies.
Aggie pride. Hey, that's what we do, Big T.
That's what you do. So the results overall, though, so that was the last 18 picks. They went 15-3, but the last 12, the couple of weeks that we were off, looked like this. TP went 10-2. Aggie P went 9-3. Bromel went 7-5. We got a log jam here in the middle. Me, Radar, and Stats all went 5-7, and Birdman bringing up the rear at 2-10. All right, so this is how 2021 ended. This is the final standings.
Wow.
They look like this. I finished on top, 156 wins. Aggie P came in second with 150 wins, only 6 games back. Birdman third with 141 wins. Stats and TP tied at 138 wins. They finished fourth. And Radar came in next with 136 wins. He's sixth. And Bromel joined us late. So Bromel actually had a great year, y'all. He just couldn't catch up because he was so far behind when he joined. But 133 and 113, that's 20 games over 500. Great showing, Bromel. And he's here from the get-go this year. So he's going to be putting up a fight. All right, so that's how it ended last year. So we're starting the new 2022 year with the picks starting this week, and they look like this. We're all picking the national championship in football, Georgia versus Alabama. And then everybody had to pick any three choices out of these next 5 games. We got the college basketball for women, number 24, UNC at 12-0. At number 5, NC State at 12-2. In the NBA, we got the Bucks at the Nets. That's a big-time game in the East. And then NFL, final week of the regular season, the Cowboys at the Eagles, Chargers at the Raiders. That is a playoff game, basically, y'all. Winning, you're in, losing, you're out. And then the 49ers at 9-7 at the 12-4 Rams. And we're going to go ahead and start off the picks with Aggie P, sir.
Yes, sir. Alabama, NC State. Man, I hated to do this, but Cowboys and the Rams.
All right. Birdman.
I got Alabama, my Philadelphia Eagles, Chargers, and the 49ers.
All right. Bromel.
Got Alabama, UNC Tar Heels women. Hopefully they'll still be undefeated. Bucks and the Raiders.
All right. Radar.
All right, I'm going with Alabama, the Bucks, Raiders, and the Rams.
All right. And Stats took Alabama, the Cowboys, the Raiders, and the Rams. TP.
I have Alabama, UNC, Bucks, and Cowboys.
All right. And I'm out there on the island by myself. I'm taking Georgia. I'm the only one. Took the NC State women, took the Raiders, and I took the Rams. So that's it for the picks. All right. It's time for our shout outs or our shut up and play candidates. And we'll start with you, Birdman.
Hey, shut up and play, Nick Sirianni. You there? Now it's another thing to get there, but it's another thing to stay there.
All right, Radar.
I'm gonna send y'all my medical bill for making me break out in highs for talking about the Aggies all that time. That's my shout out.
That's your shout out. Okay, all right. Bromel.
Yeah, my shout out to the women's basketball, college basketball, man. Seen a lot of good games over the break, man. I love women's basketball.
Hey, can't believe South Carolina lost and stayed number 1. That's a lot of respect for Dawn Staley and the ladies down there.
When you play that tough schedule, it's going to happen like that.
That's right. That is true. They are playing a lot of highly ranked teams. TP.
I want to give a shout out, like Bromel said, to the women's basketball, but I also want to give a shout out to Rooftop and to all those coaches that's in high school and beyond.
There you go. Aggie P.
Yes, sir. My shout out go to you, Big T.
What?
For winning the picks again. If I'm not mistaken, you won it last year too, right?
Well, we canceled last year because of COVID, but I won it.
What a year before that?
Yeah, 19. Yep.
Well, I've been doing this a while. Oh, wow.
Hey, TP won it in 18. Right. I won it 19. It was a vacant slot in 20 because we had to cancel because of COVID, and then I got it this year. Hey, I real quick, I just want to let y'all know we're doing something a little different this year.
Okay.
There's going to be a playoff qualification this year. The top 4 will make the playoffs in the picks, and that's how we're going to decide our champion this year. So that's new news, everybody. That's
okay.
New news.
Okay, I like that. I feel that.
All right, listen up. My shout out goes to my Dolphins because they at least made the second half of the season fun after a 1-7 start, winning 7 in a row. Didn't end so well last week, but that's okay. All right, for the Queen, for Aggie P. There you go. For Aggie P.
No weapon.
For Birdman. For Radar.
Narrow is the way.
For Bromel.
Praise the Lord.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying no matter where y'all look up and know that your creator's there. Until next time, see ya. And we might want to be you. Happy New Year.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.